Yeah, hello everyone who will be watching this. As I said, as I announced on Tuesday, I'm going to do my predictions as well for the group stages of this tournament of Super Regionals. So I'm going to just do it in game because I haven't done it anyway, and so I thought, why not? All right. So let's just go through and through. I made some thoughts to those. I'm not going to really share all of it because there's too many games to really go into detail. I'm just gonna say who I think is gonna win and maybe the reason why. So the first game is Team Dignitas against Team Allegiance. I think Allegiance is gonna win. I think Dignitas is not nearly as good as Allegiance, to be honest. Especially since Allegiance will probably be even a bit stronger than they were in the Gauntlet, where they already looked amazing. So I don't really have any doubt in my mind that Allegiance is gonna lose the set. Did that make any sense? Yeah. The next game, Sanguine against Dig. So Sanguine famously beat Dig, I think twice, or 1.5 times, during the group play of the Fall Split. I don't think it's gonna happen again. I think Dignitas had way more than enough time than they actually needed to prepare for a team like Sanguine, who's only really found success with these tanky comps. And even though they looked good against NRG yesterday, I don't think they're going to be able to get a win over Dig. But if they do win a game, this is the one. But I'm going to go with Dig. Orbit against Sanguine. Well, Orbit looked kind of weak yesterday. I still think they're a really good team. They obviously got killed. They got beaten by Obey. But I think they're going to come back stronger today. They didn't look good yesterday, but they had much tougher competition than they will have, especially in this first set. So I think they're going to take it over Sanguine. Orbit Luminosity, this is another interesting set. I think it's going to be really close, honestly. Because Orbit has this very weird style, and Luminosity just plays very good fundamental Smite. So they're very opposite to one another. So it's going to be an interesting game to watch to see which style succeeds against the other style. And I think it's going to be, in this case, Orbit succeeding. Just because Luminosity, I think they're a team that tends to play better against the more normal picks. But that's not what I think Orbit's going to give them. So yeah. And the next game is going to be Flashpoint against Allegiance. Flashpoint obviously lost to Eager yesterday, but they did look pretty good. And I think they're going to be one of the stronger teams in this group play. And I think they're certainly going to be stronger than Allegiance. Allegiance, good team, but I don't think they're going to be good enough to beat Flashpoint in this game. LG against Dignitas. Well, I don't think Dignitas is all that good, honestly. I think LG has enough skill, especially in their dual lane and in their jungle, to win this matchup. I think the matchups are going to be interesting because their weaknesses kind of lie in different positions, right? So I think Dignitas' weakness I'd put in support. I'd put it in solo lane. And whereas the weaknesses... No, wait, that makes... Whereas the weaknesses of Luminosity obviously lie in mid and solo, and the rest of their team is really good. Oh, Dignitas actually has a really inconsistent jungler as well. So Masks has really become consistent in my opinion. So it's going to be another interesting matchup, but I think Luminosity is going to go ahead and win this one. That's the short of it. Orbit against Allegiance. Allegiance is pretty good, but I think Orbit is still better. They've been together for much longer. They're going to have much more synergy. They can hit Allegiance with some stuff they're not prepared for because they've only been together for such a short time. And I think that's going to enable Orbit to get this win over the Allegiance. Especially since they'll only have 2 sets played. So they should still have enough off-meta picks left to surprise them. Flashpoint against Sanguine. Well, as I said, I think Flashpoint's really good. I think Sanguine's really weak. I don't think Sanguine can win this. No, they can win this, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think the most likely course is just that Flashpoint wipe the floor with him. So that's what I'm gonna predict. Feels sad, man. So yeah, the next game is gonna be Sanguine against Team Allegiance. Again, Sanguine not too good. They can still win this game, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Allegiance is just much stronger individually, which is gonna get them the win over Sanguine. LG ALG, this could be a really interesting matchup because I think Allegiance, their issue is gonna be that they don't have perfect synergy yet, I assume, because they have only been playing together for 3 weeks. And Luminosity has that synergy, but I think individually, in most lanes, they're outmatched by the Allegiance roster. The only lane that's really better on the side of Luminosity is the dual lane. And I don't think that's going to be good enough to get them the win. I'm thinking right now. I don't know if I should give this to. I think I'm actually gonna give it to Allegiance in this case. I don't think the dual lane of Luminosity is gonna be good enough to carry them to a victory over Allegiance. Flashpoint against Dignitas. Again, Dignitas not that good. They could still win games, of course. They could win every set in this game. They could win any set or any game in this group stage. I just highly doubt they'll win every one of them. I highly doubt they'll win enough of them, and I highly doubt they'll win this one. Orbit Dig. I think Orbit's only stumbled against Dig once in the entire existence of either of those rosters. So I've got to give it to Orbit. I think they're still going to be angry, and that's going to make them stronger, and it's going to make Dig get pooped on. Sanguine Luminosity. I think I've said enough about Sanguine by now. Flashpoint against Luminosity. This is gonna be another interesting set because they're both like 3rd and 4th in NA, of course. And well, it could go to either team, but I think Flashpoint is both the better unit, just by a small amount, and they're better individually. They might not have those really good players in Barracuda, for example, and Masked, but I think they have the better overall level of play, just because Xeno and Scary are dragging Luminosity down so much on land specifically. So I think Flashpoint's going to take this game. Now, Orbit Flashpoint, it's going to be another interesting set. Could go to either one, I think. If all things go according to how I predicted them right now, this is basically going to be the battle for first place. Sorry about that. And it's going to be, I think it's hard to say who's going to take it. Really depends. I think it might even be a troll matchup if it actually happens to be the last set of a set that doesn't mean anything, right? Because if they're both qualified for Worlds, they're not really fighting over anything anymore. So I think both have really good chances in it. I think this is one of the most even matchups we're gonna see, and I think it'll go to Orbit. So yeah, now to the conclusion of what this would mean for who goes to Worlds and who not. Basically, it would mean that Orbit wouldn't win every game in this group, and they would go to Worlds. Could also be that they don't. I think it's actually almost more likely that they won't win every game, that they'll go 4-1 instead of 5-0. But I think they'll do it. right? I think they'll stumble somewhere along the path, but they'll get back up and they will make it to Worlds. I also think that Flashpoint's gonna make it to Worlds. I think they're better than Luminosity right now, and I think they're gonna use that to beat Luminosity. Did I actually predict that? Where is it? I can't see it. Yeah, there it is. Second to last stat. I think they're gonna use that to beat Luminosity, and it's gonna get them to Worlds. And as far as as far as the other teams are concerned, doesn't really matter though. I think Luminosity and AHG are gonna be third and fourth, one way or the other. Doesn't really matter. And I think Thickness is gonna be behind them. They might get fourth, but I kind of doubt it. And I think Sanguine's just gonna lose every game. Maybe they'll win one. Pick one up along the way. But I don't think it's going to be enough to get them out of last place. So yeah, those are my predictions. I hope you guys kind of agree with them. I hope I'll be right, I guess. Actually, the other predictions actually ended up being pretty good, except for, of course, the Orbit set, which, where I predicted a 3-0 for Orbit, and they got destroyed. But the other predictions were pretty good. So I hope they will be again. And sorry for all my speech issues right now. I'll do another video for the finals that will be happening on Sunday. So see you then, everyone.